Okay, guys, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this big time. I have no idea how this is going to look because I'm using the back side camera on my phone facing me. I can semi see my reflection in the window behind, but I figured this was the best lighting. Quick story. I was on Whatnot, which I should not have been. I've already spent the budget that I allotted myself for comics, okay, this month. I like to watch the shows because I learn a lot about the comics. It's not always because I can buy them, and I've been resisting. I've been having a good self-control in that aspect for the most part. I hit my budget, I was done, I was watching it just fine, but then I came across a show that a guy was doing where he's giving away a #1 first print Invincible, and I said, oh no, oh no, oh no, because it's a buyer's giveaway. So I go into this guy's buyer's giveaway stream. I didn't enter the buyer's giveaway because I didn't buy anything. Because when I first get in there, he's selling slab comics. He's selling slab comics, signed slab comics. And I'm like, oh no, oh no. These are going from anywhere from $70 to $200. And I'm like, I'm not spending this to get into your giveaway, even though more than anything else, you guys know from my previous video, my Battle Beast comic is my prized possession right now. Well, Invincible would be beyond Battle Beast for me. I would love to have Invincible comics, let alone #1 first print, a legitimate first print #1. So to enter this giveaway, you have to buy something. And I'm watching and I'm watching and I'm watching. And I'm like, this is just not going to happen. I go away. I shut it down. I'm like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. This is what I get for blowing my budget. I should have saved everything I had, waited for the show, bought something for $80, then entered the giveaway and hoped for the best. But then this wouldn't have happened. What happened was my daughters are sleeping. My wife is not here, so there's nobody to keep me in check. And I am watching Invincible right now on Amazon Prime, because I've never actually watched it all the way through. And so I'm watching this, and I've got Whatnot open now, and I go back to his stream, and now he's not selling slabs, he's selling other comics. And I'm like, awesome, great, here's my chance. No, $150, $80, $70, $50, couple $25 to $30 ones that I really debated on doing, because I said, you know what, that's a plausible price for me to enter this giveaway, and it's a great excuse. It's not terrible, blah, 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 blah. He's running vintage key comics, great condition comics, a couple rough ones, but the rough condition was outweighed by the rarity and people would just bid anyway. And he's got 90 some people to 100 people watching this, okay? Vigilante Comics, I think is what it's called on Whatnot. And he's running this, and all of a sudden he says, should we start doing some sudden death? And I said, yes. I typed in the chat. I said, yes, because I knew sudden death was my one shot, my one chance to be able to get into this buyer's giveaway. So what do? I say yes. Okay, sorry, notification for another thing that popped up. Beside the point, I was there and I said, all right, I'm gonna do this now. And he's running some comics and I've bid on a couple of them, try to steal them at a cheap price, but then all of a sudden astronomical prices go right up because of the custom bid feature. If you're not familiar with Whatnot, sudden death is this: the 10 o'clock hits, or the 10 seconds hit zero no matter what. Normally people run an auction, and when somebody bids, it adds a couple seconds on the clock, or whatever the custom option is that the seller decided to put on there. Well, he starts doing sudden death. So when it hits zero, whoever is the highest bidder wins. So people will custom bid at a high price. It keeps them at the lowest above the person bidding until it hits their max price. Then if somebody bids, so then it goes above that. So here we go. Sudden death is now happening. There's a comic that comes up. It's a DC 100. It's a vintage. It has all of the DC characters on the front and the back. It's a wraparound. He says it's one of the highest grade that he has seen come through, one of the best conditions that he's seen come through. A little bit of damage in the lower left. No, other than that, not really any damage. He said it's one of the most beautiful copies I've ever seen. We're going to start this 10 seconds, $1 start, sudden death. Here we go, which he's been doing for all of them. And a lot of them are selling for $50, $70, $80, even more. So I jump in on this one and I bid. And then I go, you know what? I'm going to custom bid to a certain price and leave it at that. So I go to custom, tap plus. Then all of a sudden the bid comes through and the clock runs out and it says that I won. And I won at $13 on this comic. And the guy about has a conniption. He says, whoa. That should not have happened. That should not have happened. We're not going to do sudden death anymore. If that's going to happen, we're not doing sudden death anymore. And he's like, dude, that is the best deal I've ever seen. And I said, well, okay, I don't know. I just was trying to get in the buyer's giveaway. That's what I'm thinking. So then when this is all said and done, I go back into the virtual receipt that they have the video of you buying it. and I look at what it is, and then I look it up on, so I go to the comic collecting app that I have, and I look this up, and a high grade comic for this at $245. A comic that I just got for $13 is worth $245. High grade, mid grade, $50. Either way, that's a flip. And he said high grade, one of the best copies he's ever seen. So that sucker, 100 page, now going to be sent to me, and I'm in the buyer's giveaway. Lord Jesus, I love you. God, bless me, please. Let this giveaway, let this whole scenario be leading me to winning this giveaway, which would be insane. But that's the story for you. Holy smokes, I'm literally sweating right now. That was amazing.